Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show presented by Phillips Norelco. It is Thanksgiving week. It is still rivalry week, even though it doesn't necessarily feel like it. Obviously, in the Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan not playing. But, Brandon, the Egg Bowl is finally here, so it's a big week for you.
It's a very big week. Auburn, Alabama also playing, but this
we're going to talk about that, too.
I think the Egg Bowl is probably the biggest game of the week. I'm very excited. If you asked me last week, I wouldn't have been as excited, but I now have hope.
Are you resigned to losing this game? Like, I hope we don't get...
Nope.
I know how
we're going to win the game.
serious you take this.
We're going to win the game. If you asked me a week ago, again, I thought we were going to lose. But then we went to Georgia with 49 scholarship players, played them 31-24. The season is turning around.
I'm so sick of Georgia. They suck.
They do suck.
Real question, and
Yes.
you hear it all the time in big rivalries. If you know your season's a success, if you win this one game, regardless of the rest of the record, is that how you view this game?
It would certainly help this season. This is a lost season anyway because Mike Leach's first year. We're 2-5, so we're not doing anything but winning. They also have a first-year head coach, and we would stunt their momentum while enhancing our own momentum. So, yes, it would then become a success.
That was
It
a
would be-
long-winded answer for what I thought was a yes or no question.
The answer was yes.
Yes.
That's the answer. Brandon told me
It
before
wasn't
the
really, though.
Well,
It
kind of.
was, but it wasn't like I feel a real yes is just if Michigan beats Ohio State, it's a successful season, yes.
If in the next 5 years...
I normally don't believe that it's
All right,
successful.
see, that's what I
but
meant.
I do believe it
yeah.
this year.
So,
So it's
a no,
It's a no.
actually.
In the next 5 years, if I told you Brandon Walker, Mississippi State will go 4-8 every single year, but you will always beat Ole Miss.
I would say no.
correct.
Okay,
so the
so
answer
it's a
is
no.
Okay.
So the answer's
Sorry,
no.
Dave. It's a no.
Yep.
Also, before the show, he told me he thinks that Ole Miss and Mississippi State fans hate each other the most out of any rivalry in the country.
We hate each other, yeah.
Do you agree with
No,
that?
Michigan,
no,
Ohio State
no.
really hates each
And
other.
But you
absolutely
just hate
not.
each other in football, though, right? You don't hate each other in every sport.
No, they do, but
I think Auburn, Alabama, probably.
Auburn, Alabama. I think it's like sneaky Florida LSU has like serious hate.
If that's new hate, too.
Yeah, but that's serious hate.
But then you got to throw the asterisk because we have our guy Ben Mintz, and he says the hate just is one way.
Yeah.
He's lying.
He's like
lying.
Mississippi.
What's A&M and Texas fans do that, too?
Mississippi
Texas,
really
Ohio,
doesn't.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, they do
care.
the rivalry thing. He's
because
lying.
it's like you guys are on the lower rung, and it's
But we're
like,
not.
but you are.
We're not.
So you are.
You look at the last 30, 50
Yeah,
years,
but-
we got more wins, we got more everything.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't. Mississippi Ole Miss is the school. They got the Grove. It's a better campus, prettier students.
Not
everything.
Not even
Everything.
true. None
Smarter.
of that.
Well,
Prettier.
time out. What part's not true, Brandon?
The Grove is the most overrated piece of shit in college football.
Okay, why? Because they can't have open flames? It's so
Correct. You
beautiful.
want a tailgate without a grill?
I don't care.
You want a tailgate?
I want
The Grove- the Grove
They
is-
got cold chicken tenders. They don't have a real food.
I
Yeah.
have Brandon.
Real?
I've never been there. I've never been in the Grove. I
have.
plenty
You're
of
gonna
people.
fucking go before you go to
I,
Mississippi
but
State.
but I,
Yeah,
I
duh.
have people who universally I trust who have no dog in the fight. When you don't ask best school in the SEC tailgate, you ask best tailgate environments in the country. The Grove is always up there. I've heard Mississippi State's one of the most depressing places in the world.
Well, then you're wrong. Casey,
Caleb?
I know. I like Starkville, but I also like the Grove. But I like the
Casey
Grove.
likes every place. If you have one place you can buy beer, she says is great.
Well, that's, I mean,
Caleb-
if I go to a fun place.
Caleb went-
but I like the
Caleb
Grove.
and Hank-
I like the
Caleb
Grove.
made a funny
Hank
video.
went and got severe pink eye.
that's not.
State.
Yeah.
That's not our
did?
fault.
Pink eye.
I don't know what they were doing.
They
to
got
these guys.
so-
But
severe
Stark, but
pink eye.
Stark Vegas is like
It's a wonderful place.
well known as
right.
the worst
No,
campus.
it's not.
in the-
It's not. I'm not going to let you do this to me today.
But it is.
It's not. It's
What's the
In the
worst-
bullshit.
what's the worst
in the
campus?
Ole Miss has better
What's the
marketing
worst
than Mississippi
campus?
State. Ole Miss
What's the
markets
worst
is shit.
campus?
She just said it was.
In
Rutgers.
SEC. In the SEC, what's the worst campus?
Auburn.
Brandon,
You don't
most
believe
people
it?
think.
Auburn. I've heard Auburn is like one of the absolute
beautiful.
best places.
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's not even
Nashville.
Nashville.
Oh
Vanderbilt's
my
in a-
God!
Vanderbilt's in a strip mall.
You
Vanderbilt's
you
terrible.
walked into that one, buddy.
Vanderbilt's
Nashville.
terrible.
Nashville.
Nashville doesn't even claim Vanderbilt.
That's where Vanderbilt is.
Nashville doesn't even claim
It
Vanderbilt.
literally is in Nashville.
In Nashville. I've been to Vanderbilt.
Columbia,
bought
Missouri
bars
is-
in
Columbia,
Nashville.
Missouri
Awesome.
stinks.
It's, I mean,
I've been to Missouri. I didn't think
Yeah.
Missouri was great.
It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
There you
horrible,
go.
though.
So you got an answer.
Yeah, Columbia.
one.
Missouri.
I can't believe you tried to use Auburn. That was.
And
Auburn is
Vanderbilt.
Auburn is Alabama's teat, man. Auburn sucks. Auburn is not a great
the
place.
campus-
But again, this is one of the things. I respect you like going to the Masters for your school, but I have no dog in it. I'm just telling you, it's a well-known.
I
Enough people say the same thing over and over. There's going to be an element of truth to it.
I understand that they market theirs better, and they tell
It's
you
not
the Grove's
marketing.
good. If you
It's
will
not
walk through the
marketing,
Grove,
it's people
if
who've
you
been
will
there.
walk through the Grove, if you
All right,
will-
what about pretty girls?
there's pretty girls everywhere. If you got an SEC football team, you got pretty girls on campus.
Who has more? What's a prettier campus? Attractive level of the student body, Mississippi or Mississippi State?
Push? Oh,
Brandon,
such a
Brandon,
lie.
same fucking state.
Brandon, it's Ole Miss and Georgia for the
No,
prettiest
it's
girls in the
not.
SEC.
No, it's not. There's
Prettiest
pretty women
girls-
everywhere. You go to Alabama, you can't tell me
Oh, no,
Alabama's
no,
not prettier than Georgia.
there are prettier women or pretty women all
Pretty
over the
women
SEC.
everywhere.
But if we are going to go one versus
That's-
You
one,
walk
it's
through the grove. You walk through the grove. It's 2 sidewalks through a bunch of trees, and you get to the end, and you're like,
But
that was it? That's what
everybody-
everybody said. It's bullshit.
Everybody, like McShay, my buddy, he's been there ever.
I knew it was McShay. I knew the whole time.
He said
Been
that.
to like every college campus.
And it's not like he has some agenda against the Mississippi schools.
Well, it sounds like he might.
Brandon Nessum, I like Starkville, but I like the Grove much more. I do. I'm sorry.
I mean, you said you like Starkville, and then 2 seconds later, you're like, it's probably the worst one in the SEC.
yeah, it's. I mean,
So, I mean, you
We
like
don't
everything.
play. We
No,
don't play the
I
games.
like.
We
college
don't play the
campus you don't
games
like.
in a field beside
Well, that's
the
probably true.
football field.
I know.
We play the games.
I have
in the
fun.
stadium.
Wherever I can have fun.
Well,
in
that's
college.
all
Give
I'm
you an
saying.
unbiased take. We'll go to both.
You're not going to give me an unbiased
I'll
take.
give
You've
you an
already
unbiased
made up
take.
your
What do
mind.
I care? I don't care. I'll tell you which one I think is better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
think
care.
Madison's
What do
better
I
than Ann
care?
Arbor. What do I mean?
If I have an unbelievable time in Mississippi State and it's beautiful, I will tell you that that's
We're gonna go-
exactly
Right,
how
we
it
have no
wings.
agenda.
We're going to go hang out.
But the
at
point
lofts.
is, you guys, since Mississippi has prettier girls,
They're Ole
prettier
Miss.
student body, prettier, better tailgate, better.
The
They're
Mississippi.
Ole
Campus
Miss.
is prettier.
That hate comes from so that's why when you
But
say
he's
the hate
lying.
is
They
complex.
hate us
It's
just
a
as much.
complex.
They
He's
do
got
the
a
thing.
complex.
They do the thing where they're obsessed with us. That's bullshit. One side of the rivalry always
are
does this.
obsessed. She does the same thing.
See?
A&M and Texas. Oh,
That's
yeah.
bullshit.
But
It's a
Texas
rivalry.
fans also still care about A&M.
No, they don't.
They
Yes,
care about
do.
OU. Yes,
It's-
they do. But they do care about OU more, probably. But A&M.
Probably.
It depends on who you ask.
He's getting
Brandon's
upset.
Brandon's
That you're
upset.
doing it's Michigan State people. It's like, yeah,
Zoom in on that.
It's like Michigan, it's Ohio State. Then
Zoom in on that. That's what he's doing.
He's very upset. Well,
He
should we
can't
go ahead and
pace
talk
right
about the
now,
Egg Bowl?
so he's just scribbling as hard as he
Pacing
can.
with my hand.
Well, let's get into the Egg Bowl for the High Noon Weekend preview. High Noon Hard Seltzer keeps it real just like we do. Keep this game changer on deck for home gating, watch parties, or any day drinking opportunities. Real vodka, real juice for real fans just like us. So the Egg Bowl, it is the High Noon high stakes game of the week. Ole Miss right now favored by 9.5, the total at 65.5. And we mentioned this last show, but you and Ben Mintz have a bet. You promised you were done with personal bets, but we're bringing it back for the Egg
This is
Bowl.
grandfathered in.
This is grandfather, and this is a yearly bet that you'll have it one. You'll get upper hand one time. He will back and forth.
This is grandfathered in, and the winner will be able to throw eggs at the loser, depending on the margin of victory. So, yeah.
And then there's one egg that gets to be saved for whenever.
any time.
anytime
golden
throughout
egg.
the year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it cracked or thrown at that point?
Whatever they want to do.
Okay. So
No warning.
we have the egg bet. I don't know. Here, Mississippi State and Ole Miss fans are in a weird spot because we hate each other, but neither of us really hate the other coach for the first time in a long time. I don't really hate Lane Kiffin yet. He hasn't done anything for me to hate yet. I don't think they hate Mike Leach yet. So this will determine who is the most hated coach. Once one of these wins, we're all going to be assholes to the other one. But 9.5 is too many. 9.5 is too many.
I got to agree with. I've changed on this, and the primary reason Mississippi State played Georgia tough, but when you have the defense that Ole Miss has, you can't give up. You can't be a 10-point favorite, 9.5, whatever, versus anybody because you can't stop anybody. So, you're never safe because you can't play defense.
Well, and Mississippi State's defense is actually sneaky good.
Is third in the league,
defensive
and Ole Miss
line
has
is awesome.
Ole Miss has 3 wins. One's over Vanderbilt, who has nothing, but their other 2 wins. Kentucky scored 41, and I believe South Carolina scored.
Vanderbilt? No, they didn't. Did they? I'm honestly not saying that
we
sarcastically.
didn't play Vanderbilt well, but we beat them by 7.
Okay.
But anyway,
you can't really-
Ole Miss's wins. Kentucky scored 41. They can't score against anybody, and South Carolina scored 35. They can't score against anybody. So
They did. You should at least mention that they played Alabama closest of anyone
they did
by far.
But that could be one of those. We were talking about it on
just
the earlier
gets-
show.
it gets out of control,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, Mississippi always, even when they're not good, seems to
Yeah.
have these weird games with
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, are you going to take Mississippi State money line?
I'm taking Mississippi State in the 9.5. Give me the 9.5. You know what? Fuck it. Of course I'm taking the money line. Mississippi State's going to win the
Gotcha.
game. Mississippi State's going to win the football game.
There we go.
Mike Leach is going to enter the offseason with momentum because Ole Miss is a morally bankrupt institution, and they deserve everything that happens to them.
There you go.
What about, are they going to get, I know Brandon Mintz was lecturing me, or not lecturing me, talking to me about they're really pushing for this next Manning already.
Arch.
That
Arch.
worry you?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they've already made offers to him. I'm sure they're going to give him $200,000-$300,000. They'll try to
man.
get him.
That would be.
I'm not worried about it. Eli didn't win
Dave,
shit
I've
there.
watched him. He's
Archie didn't
really
win anything
good.
there. Eli didn't win there. Why would I
really
worry?
good. He's really, really good.
He's okay.
He's pretty good.
He's really, really
Probably
good.
going to go to Tennessee like the smart Manning.
I'd take him on the Bears right now.
Not even need to go to
16-year-old.
college.
15
Yeah.
I would.
Dan, what do you think about this game?
I'm going to just take the over because I might watch it with these fellas, and I'm going to root for points. I'm going to root for eggs.
Are you gonna? So you're not gonna root for either team on Saturday?
No, I will 100% just be rooting for the most heartbreaking loss, whichever way possible.
Okay, I'm going to be watching it too, and I said I was going to be on Mississippi State side because A&M already beat Mississippi State, and we haven't played Ole Miss yet, but I kind of like just rooting for chaos too.
Yeah, no, it's whoever's leading late,
Boy,
I want
Casey.
them to blow it.
You just turn on me.
No, I'm going to wear
at a
maroon.
moment's
No,
notice.
I'm going to wear maroon. I mean,
I'm telling
Because that's
you
all
right
you want.
now.
You got Texas A&M.
well, but
I'm telling you right now, I want to watch your heartbreak.
I don't
If
want to
your
watch
heartbreak can't break, I want to watch.
I don't want to watch
Ben's
your
respect
heartbreak.
that.
I don't want to watch your heartbreak. I do want chaos.
I
though.
do.
The Egg Bowl
I
is more
want
fun when
to
it's
watch
chaotic.
his heartbreak.
I don't have to do a
want-
podcast with Ben Mintz. I have to do a podcast with you. I'd prefer you be happy.
I want it to be Ole Miss. Mississippi State is up 6.
Like 3 seconds left.
Yeah, maybe 40 seconds left. They try to run the ball, fumble. Mississippi gets it, scores, wins. Lane Kiffin goes crazy, right in your face.
Throws his clipboard. Viral on one of the.
Either that or just like beat you by like 50.
That would be worse.
Yes, that would be way worse because then 50 eggs. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take Mississippi State. If I'm around, I will be here. I also think, more importantly, Brandon Walker says he doesn't have a reason to hate Lane, and Mississippi States don't have a reason to hate Mike Leach yet. I've watched some games with Benny Mintz. This, I believe, will change the
I think so, too.
friendship.
Yep.
Because he's pretty hateable watching the game,
Well,
and you are, a cranky dude. So I'm excited for that. I think we could have some real heat.
You are a cranky dude.
I think we'll have some real heat by the end of the
I'm
game.
not a cranky.
You haven't watched an Ole Miss game with him yet, have you?
No.
No, he's.
So, well, I mean, he got hired
It's just the
because
perfect
of how
description
crazy
of
he
him.
is.
And by the way,
He's a cranky dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a cranky
Put that
dude.
on the tee.
It's very, and this is why for me, you can't get mad at Ben. It's very genuine.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
yeah.
want to get mad at him.
You'll hate him. Like, even if I had the sense, he was at the house the other day, we were watching, I think, the Michigan-Wisconsin game, which I had so much money, and we had cross TVs, so Ole Miss, for some reason, was over there, and I was watching over there. And I mean, he was it the South Carolina game? I think. There's going to be some hate by the end of this game.
There is definitely
It's going
going
to be hate by the end of this show. Like, I hate Ole Miss, and it's sitting next to him. I'm going to hate everything
Right,
about it.
correct.
Right.
Hopefully.
It'll be
You're a
fun.
cranky dude.
The Egg Bowl is
And-
fun.
He is.
He's a cranky.
I've already shoved one guy, so I gotta bring it
Right.
back. I'll have to
Good.
rein myself in.
I'm going to take Mississippi State in the points too, though, Brandon. I really want you to be happy.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, Casey.
I really want you to be happy.
Sweet guy.
I do not.
I know.
Let's go to Kentucky at number 6, Florida. Florida favored by 23.5, the total at 57.5. Kentucky just lost by 60 to Alabama last week. And right now, Florida, I think, has the Heisman Trophy candidate favorite with Kyle Trask. Dan, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm going to take Florida here. I love this game just from the colors and just thinking about Tim Tebow getting knocked out. Obviously, Kentucky, they beat him 2 years ago for the first time in like 30 years.
32 years, yes.
This is a nice little rivalry that's not really a rivalry.
This was
Kentucky
also
never
the game
wins.
last year that changed Florida's whole program. This is where Felipe Franks got hurt, down
right.
19 on the road. That's
right.
Kyle Trask came in, won the
Came
game.
in, yep.
I
and,
had Kentucky in that one.
Yep, and the game like 3 years ago when Kentucky only had 10 guys on the field in like 3 different times. Florida scored, but I'll take Florida minus 23.5.
Dave?
Yeah. I don't. It's a huge number, but
Kentucky
I'll
can't
take Florida.
score.
There's no good.
When he was at Mississippi State, Dan Mullen would go through practice Kentucky week and say, we never lose to Kentucky. We're never going to lose to Kentucky. I don't lose to Kentucky. He went 9-1 against Kentucky at Mississippi State. He's not going to lose to him again there. He lost to him the first year. This is personal for him. Florida minus 23.5. Plus, they're just a lot better. Kentucky is garbage right
It's
now.
so bad. And Florida is still playing for something. So I'm going to take Florida as well. So unanimous Florida across the board. Let's go to number 14, OU at West Virginia. OU favored by 11.5, the total at 54.5.
The cockroaches of NCAA football.
They're cockroaches.
They are.
Oklahoma is a cockroach. They're a cockroach.
All right, we'll get to some more games in just a second, but let's go to One Blade Trivia with Brandon Walker. Make sure you head to a store near you to check out the new Trim It to Win It promo available nationwide. Pick up a specially marked One Blade Barstool pack, and you could win up to $1,000 to the Barstool store. Make sure if you already have your Barstool One Blade, you go to the store and use your credit. Brandon.
Last week's winner, Cliff DiMartino from Chicago, Illinois. Hashtag One Blade Trivia to win One Blade and Barstool merch. The question today is, since 2004, only 3 seniors have won the Heisman Trophy. Name those 3 seniors. Since 2004, only 3 Heisman Trophy winners have
Was
been
Baker
seniors.
Mayfield?
He was a senior. That is 1.
Matt Leinart?
No.
Was that not?
No, he
He
Reggie
won it
Bush won
before
it.
Reggie Bush. Got it.
Baker Mayfield is correct. So there are 2 left, 2 seniors who have
Jordan
won.
Lynch should have won one.
He did not.
But he should have.
That wasn't the question.
But he should. No, I'm answering Jordan Lynch. Put that down as my answer.
Write
Mark
that one.
Ingram?
Note that down.
Jordan
that is
Lynch
incorrect.
Should
Big
have
A.
won a Heisman.
So there's your question. Hashtag
Yeah.
One Blade Trivia.
Robert Griffin? No.
Name
he's a junior.
Name the 3 seniors since 2004 who have won the Heisman Trophy.
Is this the first time that we didn't spoil?
No, it's
one?
the second. We did
Okay.
it a couple of weeks ago. This is the second time.
All right.
And that shocks me because that's not a hard question.
No.
I don't.
No.
My
Heisman
brain.
history.
My brain.
It's Monday. It's
When I
before
come off a
holidays.
Miami trip, it's like nothing's working upstairs.
Oh, what's his name? Who didn't Ohio State win one? Troy?
Oh, Troy Smith.
Yeah.
2006.
There you go. There's one.
That is correct. Hashtag One Blade Trivia.
Gave me a second, I would get it. Oh, and Tim Tebow.
No.
Oh, wait.
No,
he
Tim-
won it
He won
as
as
a
a
junior.
junior.
Yeah, he was a junior.
Right.
All right,
He was a
let's
junior.
move on.
he was-
Okay.
Sophomore when he won it?
Oh, he was a junior.
Oh, he was a sophomore. He won it in
Did he- he won the
2007.
Yeah, because when
One
Johnny
year
won,
back.
he.
Sam Bradford
yes,
won it when he was
yes.
a junior. Mark Ingram won it when he was a senior.
Yeah.
I got it, guys.
Okay. All right, let's get back into
You
some.
do got it.
I got it.
You
Got it.
got this.
And this is embarrassing.
For me?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Keep
The
going.
Ron Dane?
No.
No, he was 99.
Or,
Just keep going.
Keep going.
I mean, he's gonna figure it out now that
Keep
you
going.
said that. Okay.
What the
All right.
fuck? Why?
figures
You
out, he
can't
figures out.
say. You can't say it was embarrassing.
I'm
That's
sorry.
fucking
This is just going to be embarrassing. That's
There
all.
you go.
Mariota?
What?
No.
Not Mariota, is it?
No.
All right.
Do that to me.
Because
Oh, Jameis Winston? No, he left early.
he's a freshman.
Yeah, he was a freshman. Who? Why would you just say it now? Just say it. Just say it and do the next
Who's
question.
the reigning Heisman Trophy winner?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, fuck.
Joe Burrow.
That is embarrassing for everybody.
Dude, I don't fucking know Heisman history. This year sucks.
It was last year. You had him on the show.
You just got hurt. Why would you do that?
All right, here's the question for real. Hashtag One Blade Trivia. Don't answer this one at all. The 2001 GMAC Bowl is the highest scoring bowl ever. Name the 2 teams that played in it. The 2001 GMAC Bowl is the highest scoring bowl ever. 64-61. Who were the 2 teams that played?
Okay. Moving on. We'll go back to the high noon weekend preview. LSU at number 5, Texas A&M. A&M favored by 13.5. The total at 64.5. It is a night game at Kyle Field. Now A&M hasn't played in a couple weeks because of COVID issues, and of course LSU just flat out stinks this year. This is one of those games they're trying to make into a rivalry game. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. But I'm excited to say I think A&M is finally going to win.
Do you think the COVID issues at A&M could be from the full crowds earlier in the season?
Probably. Super
Probably.
spreader,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, that would
Super
be
spreader.
that would make sense.
What do you mean they're trying to make it into a rivalry?
Because they're trying to make it into like an SEC rivalry. They're putting it on Thanksgiving weekend, and it's just I don't feel like it's
But it's
ever
been
gonna
very interesting. You had the 74-72 game.
2 years ago, the 7 overtimes. We were actually supposed to be there, but we ended up going to Ohio State.
Doesn't LSU usually play Arkansas?
No.
They played them
They
this
used to.
past weekend,
They
but
Yeah.
yes.
When A&M
In
came to the SEC,
in
it's the
in
Thanksgiving
what-
weekend.
Yes.
The
What's
Golden Boot.
the
You just played it. The
Boot.
boot. The Golden Boot.
No, they would play it at each other's places.
They would?
A&M
A&M
Arkansas play
is
in
at
Dallas.
Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
No.
LSU Arkansas.
I'm
play-
thinking of like some old stadium with like a sheriff name or something.
I don't know.
The sheriff.
And I thought they played on Thanksgiving.
Ever since A&M came to the SEC,
They used to
LSU
play on the
A&M
Friday
There's a
after
bowl
Yes.
game. There's a bowl game at this stadium.
Talking about the Cotton Bowl?
Talking about
No.
Shreveport?
What's the name of that stadium?
Independence Bowl Stadium, I think.
Maybe.
But I don't think they've ever played there.
LSU Arkansas wasn't like a Thanksgiving rivalry.
They played on the
game.
Friday
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving for a while.
Yeah.
for a
Yeah, that's
while
what I'm talking
before
about.
A&M.
Yeah,
came to
but
the
they
SEC.
always played at their own stadiums, I think.
No,
No, they did not play at a neutral site.
they didn't. Okay.
But yeah, A&M LSU is now, I guess, the Thanksgiving rivalry for A&M. Last year they got destroyed by Joe Burrow, but the year before was that really fun 7 overtime game. But this year, I think A&M is going to win and they're going to cover because LSU
Yes.
just stinks. Oh,
Like, Westy hit it. They played in Little Rock, right?
Well, that's just one of Arkansas stadiums.
one of
though.
Arkansas.
Arkansas plays in that stadium a lot. They play in Fayetteville and that stadium. That's not special.
What's the name of that stadium? That's what I was thinking of.
How's Memorial a sheriff's name?
It's kind of.
Sheriff Memorial?
Like a memorial for a sheriff.
Now, did they go back and forth, or was that like a stadium game?
Oh, wow.
The game was not. No. What you mean? They were always in Little Rock when they played in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Right.
They went back and.
Okay.
Wesley, this isn't a rivalry for you either, right? Yeah. LSU A&M? Yeah, neither school thinks that. But I'm still going to take A&M, and they are.
Memorial Stadium. It looks like, honestly.
It's called War Memorial Stadium. Right?
That's a sheriff vibes.
Yeah. And it always is a really crappy looking vibe.
It's Arkansas.
And they always have a bowl game where it's freezing there.
Yes. That is a fact.
No.
No, in
have a bowl
Shreveport.
Shreveport is
Shreveport
is freezing.
He's hopping around. I know what he's
He's hopping
talking
around.
about.
The Independence Bowl is always very cold.
And maybe
Louisiana Tech.
You can follow him no matter where
I
you
know
go.
exactly where he was going.
January is going. Dave, what do you think about this game?
I was on A&M, but now I'm almost looking at it. I'm getting a little too comfortable on my A&M, so I'm going to take the points in LSU, even though I don't like it. No, I'm going to go back to A&M. I'm going to stick with it. I'll take A&M.
Dan?
What are you doing?
And the over. I'm going to take the over.
I think I'm going to take the over.
The over's good.
So LSU's defense is really, really bad.
One of the worst pass defenses in the entire country.
Yeah, the over's not a bad play. The LSU
Yeah.
pass defense is really bad. Kellen Mond has been really good this year, but you're still betting the over on a freshman quarterback who's been fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, I also feel like when teams like LSU are down, the teams that they've just been pummeling or beating, it's like, all right, Alabama hasn't had this down moment really, but this is your time to get revenge and just beat up on the guy who's been beating up on you.
I mean, they embarrassed A&M.
That's what
last
I'm
year.
going with. I'm going with this is A&M's chance. Plus, they still have a whole lot to play for. They're right there. They can finish the season with one loss. I got A&M beating LSU. I mean, I watched Mississippi State beat LSU. I can't respect LSU this season.
It makes me.
Good call. It's a good call by you at the beginning of the season.
I don't understand why you would have LSU in your top 10. I understand they won the national title last year.
Who else would you put there?
I'll show you.
Okay.
They lost every single piece of their team that mattered. They lost their quarterbacks, the receiver opted out, their running back. They lost their offensive coach that made it all happen. They lost their defensive coordinator, Dave Aranda. They literally lost 19 of 22 starters. They're not a top 10 team this year. I just can't shake LSU being that team. I got A&M minus 13.5.
It makes me nervous that everybody's taking A&M.
That
usually...
was made me nervous for like 2 seconds.
I'll add A&M as well.
Okay. So we're all taking A&M in the over? Okay.
I'm not taking the over.
You're not taking the over. The three of us are. Okay. Let's go to the Iron Bowl. Number 22, Auburn at number 1, Alabama. Alabama favored by 23.5. The total set at 60.5. Now, Auburn beat Tennessee last week. Alabama's just absolutely rolling everybody right now. But this game is always pretty weird. And the fact that it's 23.5 points seems like a lot. Brandon?
Yeah, it does seem like a lot, but
No.
Auburn is a bad football team.
It just seems like a lot for the Iron Bowl.
No, it doesn't.
They beat them by 30 2 years ago in
know,
Alabama.
but
Nick Saban, I went back and I looked. Under Nick Saban, Alabama is 6-0 against the spread when they're favored by 14.
And when we say it's over, if this is in the teens, you'd be like, that's light. So
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it's exactly
This
where it
is
should
they've been favored by this
Iron Bowl.
much before. They've covered this before.
Yeah.
This has happened. Nick Saban is a different beast. It's just this happens.
Mac Jones last year lost them a game. He threw 2 pick sixes. Otherwise, Auburn would not have beaten them. I think they remember that. Alabama minus 23.5. I love it because Auburn is just a bad football team. They've gotten so many good calls this year.
Smoke Monday.
They lost to Arkansas, but the refs reversed it. They lost to Ole Miss, the refs reversed it. So now there's nowhere to hide. Alabama's going to kill them.
Smoke Monday. I love that guy.
Great name.
Great.
100-yard pick six.
100-yard pick 6. I looked up and I was like, "Oh, I had Auburn against Tennessee." I was like,
Smoke
"Damn,
Monday.
that was nice." I'm taking Alabama. This is gonna be easy.
Dave?
Alabama as well. I don't know if it's going to be easy.
I don't
but,
think.
No,
and when I say,
it's gonna be easy.
well, right, well,
No,
so you think they're going
just-
to win by 40?
it's gonna be easy.
Okay.
I think Alabama's going to win, but I'm going to take Auburn in the points just because I do. The Iron Bowl, weird shit happens all the time, and I just.
Nope.
I mean, I think Auburn stinks.
Casey, it's
but
going to be easy. I don't know what
Easy.
But I mean,
6-0 against the spread when they're 14 points or more favored.
I also am going to
Gotta
take
be
the
easy.
over 60.5.
Okay.
Katie's stats
Double.
got me off the over,
Katie.
but I know I'm gonna bet the over.
Well, why did she get you off the over?
I don't know. She had some kind of stat.
That's Katie.
That's Katie. Yeah, that's Katie's stats. All right, let's go to the viral moments of the week. Big Ev, take it away.
All right, first viral moment of the week. Abilene Christian, crazy celebration, scored a touchdown in the midst of a 55-15 loss to Virginia. Celebrated by ripping the sleeves off one of their coaches.
You'll love this.
Just getting ragdolled.
Okay.
Still crazy to me they lost the game by 40, but
Yeah.
Well, they're playing now.
they're off.
Love
it's
it.
funny.
Moment number 2.
Moment number 2 in Wisconsin, Northwestern. Before the game, Joey Galloway referred to Northwestern as a bunch of Reese Davises athletically, and then called him out for it after the game. Great post-game interview.
You want to know what college football is all about? How about these fighting Reese Davises right here? Huh, Joey Galloway? How about the fighting Reese Davises?
This seems like it's an emotional win for you. What will this do for what you guys want to accomplish in the Big Ten West?
Well, we're 1-0 this week, and it's great. And we got a huge road test next week with, again, a team that's got a week off before they play us. So as long as Joey Galloway keeps talking, we'll, I think, appreciate it. I think the guys heard him pretty loud and clear.
What'd Joey say?
Blattman, run the clip.
Yeah, let me say this. Reese Davis is a pretty good athlete.
I think so.
I was gonna say, that was
he's
a compliment
smart.
to Reese Davis. Exactly, and he's a smart guy.
No, you can't act like.
I gotta say,
Well, I think he's just playing. I think Joey Galloway is actually pretty good. I will say.
What'd you say for the?
I said that they have a bunch of Reese Davises who is very intelligent and athletic.
No, that's
He's acting like he meant it as a
bullshit.
compliment. He didn't.
I think he's just busting balls.
How about that?
That's what Reese Davis.
But I did say, I said
guy
this on the
on
other. I think
Tuesday
this was like
gets called out on
crazy. I said
Saturday.
earlier, the way he said the Reese Davises.
I'm staying by my statement. It was
Like,
a
I'm surprised he didn't
compliment.
get in trouble.
Congratulations to
To
Northwestern.
me, that had like it was a racial comment, which, by the way, I'm fine with. I'd say it on this show. They got a bunch of like smart white guys, slot receivers. That's what he was saying, but no one seemed like. I don't think it should. I'm glad it's not. I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for that. And I think it's a funny comment. Northwestern owned it. There's a whole viral video they're talking about all week, and he's kind of right. He's kind of right.
It was when I heard it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm
Describes
just
them perfectly.
that game. I've watched that game a million times. Wisconsin always struggles in Evanston. I hate Northwestern's fan base because they don't appreciate
White Sox
Pat
Dave.
Fitzgerald. No, not White Sox Dave. He bleeds purple. His alma mater. I'm talking about the Revels and the Wilbons and the Rachel Nichols. They're such fucking losers. They don't respect.
Darren Ravel's a loser.
Yeah, loser. Capital L loser. They don't respect Pat Fitzgerald and what he's done for that program. The facility is incredible, world class. They don't respect Pat Fitzgerald. Every time that Northwestern wins a game like that, they're like, plucky Northwestern, I can't believe we won this game. You're ranked in the top 25. Start respecting the fact that Pat Fitzgerald is a phenomenal head coach. And he's got a good program.
He's unbelievable.
He's got them to their ceiling. He has them. What other
never gonna pass their
coaches-
ceiling.
He's got them maxed out. He has.
They're pretty consistently now where they are.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, you were saying the same thing. You can't be consistently. Pat Fitzgerald has them at a consistent
I guess
level.
my only thing is I'm surprised that. Oh, you're saying they disrespect because they keep acting like it's an upset?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's like, no, dude, Pat Fitzgerald's a good coach. They have a good team. They play smart football. Yeah, Northwestern is now set. As long as he stays there, they'll have years like last year where shit doesn't go their way, and they won't have the roster depth where if they have a couple big players get hurt, they don't have the recruiting to back it up. But the sign of a good program, if you're not Alabama, Clemson, or Ohio State, is that you don't have extended periods of suck.
Right.
He's never going to have extended periods of suck. And I'm so sick of these loser Northwestern fans being like, start respecting us. You're a top 25 team. I guess maybe it's more the fact that I'm a realistic Wisconsin fan, because what I'll say is this. Wisconsin's a better program than Northwestern, but the margin is a lot smaller than people realize.
And I'll even go one further. They both, three of them actually, I would say in the Big Ten, Wisconsin, Iowa,
Northwestern.
and Northwestern,
Yeah.
all when they get into a bowl game have a hold your butts because we're going to play close because we play fundamental.
And we have Reese Davises.
But then it's like we're playing an SEC team. And at any moment, we could get blown out.
Right.
They're a
Or
hold-
we
they're-
could
It's
they're a
so
hold your
accurate.
butt
Right,
bet.
right. Yes,
accurate.
absolutely. And so I just think that they're doing a disservice to Pat Fitzgerald when they
I agree
pretend
with
like
that.
every win is. You won the Big Ten West 2 years ago. You went to
agree with that.
Indianapolis. Like you went toe to toe with Ohio State for a half.
Right, and that
He's
is
a great
and that
coach.
is-
He's a great
right.
coach.
And they're firmly there. They're always there. Correct. But they're at a ceiling, and that's where the Michigan illusion. It's like we think we should be jumping up versus the three, and we can't even play versus Northwestern.
Yes.
But there's an inordinate amount of Northwestern people in the media.
Yeah, and
especially
they're all
the big
losers.
media,
Big time.
and they don't get loud until they have one of these wins.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
they
that-
relish
And
it.
they
But then-
do the
right.
plucky. We're the plucky
Darren
underdog.
Ravel, I
We're
love
the
you.
fucking this.
Darren Ravel's tweet.
It's
I'm
saw
just
it.
as proud of our social media team as the players. Darren Ravel's the fucking worst.
And guess what? He really is. He's a fucking loser.
And where we're talking about him because Northwestern. He is a big North. He loves it. I've never seen a guy who is so desperate to have the people in this office recognize him, and we are, and it hurts me because that's the only reason I like Northwestern. I like Pat Fitzgerald, but the fact that he is well known because he's always up front with it.
And be more like White Sox Dave. He is the model Northwestern graduate.
It's always a good goal.
He is confident, probably too confident.
Great
cocky,
coach. He is a
great coach. And their facilities are insane now. That was the only thing that Northwestern was lacking. They were lacking the facilities. They have that now right on Lake Michigan. Obviously, it's always going to be harder for them to recruit because they have different standards, but they are a good program, and Pat Fitzgerald is a great coach.
What their environment is the most. It feels like I'm watching an Ivy League game.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm at Williams College watching F's or Amherst.
The long grass,
Very
sleepiness,
lush-looking green grass.
Yes, they do. Very luscious. All right, Big Ev, moment number 3.
Moment number 3. Army head coach Jeff Monken getting emotional with the press. I saw Dave tweeting this after a big.
Well, I haven't put him on my must-hire list.
No, you have. For sure.
He's your guy.
I need him at Michigan.
He's great.
I will do whatever I
have
can.
to write a check.
I will do whatever and you know someone's a great coach and a man of honor, class, integrity. As Captain Khan said, I hope for your sake it would kill me, but I hope he goes to Michigan.
Could you imagine Michigan getting him and running the triple option? Being like, we're going back.
He would just get the toughest motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would kill for this guy to coach Michigan.
I mean, he's had them as a legit top 25 team.
Yeah.
He's done that for
And
the
they were
last few years.
horrible.
Really bad.
Where he arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And at halftime, there was no need to say anything. That locker room was charged up. They were determined they were going to win. And our seniors, just the leadership that they provided all this year, and during the game today, and the way the rest of the guys just rallied around them and had their back, I just couldn't be more proud of this team. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because they were down, 21-7 at half?
Did you get the clip of their postgame?
And when he danced.
No, not the dance.
Didn't
The
he dance?
when you fall down, the soul.
Yes.
I tweeted it.
Oh,
he's like when you basically die on the battlefield. What do? He's like you get back up.
I'm gonna fight! I'm gonna fight! Till I can't fight no more! Till I can't fight no more! When I can't fight no more! When I can't fight no more! I'm gonna lie down! I'm gonna lie down! And bleed a while! Bleed a while! I get up! I get up! And fight some more! And fight some more! I'm gonna fight! 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 Till I can't fight no more! 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 I'm gonna lie down! I'm gonna lie down! Bleed a while! 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 Get up! Get up! Up! Fight some more!
Fucking
awesome.
I think didn't you quote tweet and say you would run through a fucking wall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Electric.
He's done so many different ones. He's the one I used to do on Davy Day
What was the
Trader.
speech when they played Michigan last
That's
year?
the range is hot.
State of Michigan, about to meet the last of the hards. There's an infantry unit going on patrol, and the range is hot, and we're gonna get out there now. Right now. Let's go win this game. Let's go. The range is hot. The range is hot.
The range is hot.
And we're looking to kill some
Range is
motherfuckers.
He would be awesome at Michigan. Moment number 4, Ev.
All right, last round moment of the week. The bad beat section of the week. Cincinnati doesn't score on purpose, then sort of tries to score, doesn't get in.
But then they tried after that.
Then
This
try
is
to
the
score,
part that is so
and then
insane.
going shotgun on 4th down, almost fumble, gets ran back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
UCF even ends up getting another free play. Just
bullshit.
It's just there's so these with the college kids you got to tell them what to do.
You can't. Here's my problem, okay? And obviously, I'm speaking from a point where I got hurt because I had Cincy. I bet Cincy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run a fake punt against ECU and then not score with style points against UCF. You cannot do that. Consistency is the key. It's hard enough to win in this league. Give me some consistency when I'm betting on you.
Who's your coach at Toledo?
Yeah, Jason Candle.
Yeah, that guy doesn't believe in consistency at all.
Well, Brandon, you said it on
State ruined this for everybody this year when they were leading by 1 and they shouldn't have scored and they scored and then they lost. Now every player is scared to death to score when this made sense.
But I was fine with that. But then then there was like 10 seconds left. Just score.
Right.
Do it for the fucking box.
They tried to score after that.
They didn't run their best play.
No, they didn't run their best play, but they ran plays.
I mean, Brandon, you said it.
They didn't run knee. They didn't take a knee.
You said on unnecessary roughness this week that it was like in a year where style points really matters, they chose not to go for style points.
It was weird.
Because you will look back at this and be like, oh, they won by 3, huh?
Yeah. They had a double-digit road win at UCF that is not on board.
Yeah.
I think that
Okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't.
That was a deep sigh.
No, That was
a very deep sigh.
If I were the president, I would make all college football rankings and college football playoff against the spread.
Well, and
go 10-0 against the spread, and you're in my college football playoff. You could go 0-10 straight up, 10-0 against the spread. You're in there.
I'm going to say something else though, and I'm being dead serious. Coaches need to know the spread. They got to try to cover versus spread because my guess is the alumni, the most well-to-do of your school, probably betting on you. They're going to be happier. You go 0-10 season, 10-0 versus spread. I'll never call for your head. Never.
It's absolutely true.
Harbaugh comes to ask me for a check.
Let me pull up. Let me hold on. Let me pull up these numbers here, Harbaugh.
Although if you start going against them like I am now,
true.
Maybe he's a 10-0 reverse.
The other way.
That's good.
That's true.
Let's go to the Phillips Norelco Locks of the Week. Phillips Norelco One Blade is a one tool that will let you trim, edge, and shave any length of facial hair. Big Ev, 10-1, still on a roll.
Crazy, Big Ev.
Yeah, what you got this week?
Work.
Going back, I had over last week, going over again, over in the Iron Bowl, 60.5. Bama's offense is rolling. I think Auburn should score some points. I think Bama might get close to the number on their own, over 6.5 Iron Bowl.
Brandon, 7-4.
Yeah, so it's just time to put your money where your mouth is. Mississippi State, money line to beat Ole Miss.
Oh, I like it.
I like it. Yeah, you got to do it.
I did it against LSU. I'm doing it here. I'm going to win the game.
There you go. Dan?
I'm going to take Kent State versus Buffalo. Undefeated MAC teams playing on Saturday, over 66.5. Both offenses are just absolutely electric. Kent State scored over 60 points 2 weeks in a row.
That's going to be a good game.
That is going to be a good game. Dave?
I like Illinois plus 28.
My lock of the week, I'm going to take the Texas Tech Oklahoma State over. It's at 55.5.
Not taking your team in the rivalry game.
Huh? It's not a rivalry game.
True.
A&M LSU's not a rivalry game.
True.
So you don't have a rivalry game?
No.
True.
It stole Texas.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, it is sad. I want A&M and Texas to play on Thanksgiving again.
Okay.
Agreed.
Just, yeah. All right, forget about using multiple tools. The Phillips Norelco One Blade does it all. Your style made simple. Phillips Norelco One Blade is now 20% off when you subscribe to replacement blades. Let's get to the top 10. And Dan, you have a special top 10 this week.
Yeah. Okay, so I got my people's top 10. Let's throw it up real quick. So this is going along with everyone has to be undefeated. This is my top 10 for everyone undefeated. What I would pick the top 10. If I were on the committee, I'd have Cincinnati 4. Northwestern goes all the way to 5. Oregon, Coastal Carolina still undefeated. Marshall, Kent State undefeated. BYU. And then we're taping this before, but my college, I thought it would be a good discussion, my college football rankings, playoff rankings, what I think they'll do on Tuesday. This is what I think they'll do on Tuesday.
You think Cincy will be at 8?
Yes. And I don't think they'll get much harder.
Miami at 10, huh?
Yeah. I think BYU's at 11. I think BYU not taking the Washington game was a sign that they know they're on the 10-11 edge, not the 5 or 6 edge, because what they're trying to do is keep a New Year's Day bowl. And they got to get top 10 to get that. I think that's right. Top 10, yeah. Top 10 to get a New Year's Day bowl. So that's what their aspirations are. They know a loss could end that. But yeah, I think they're going to have Oklahoma. You know, and then one other team I'll throw out there that they might fucking put in here that's going to be absolutely disgusting, but if I know the committee, they're disgusting human beings. Georgia. Georgia might sneak in there.
I think Oregon might sneak in.
I think Oregon might too.
So Oregon, so the way the college football committee has always worked is it's in a vacuum week to week.
Right.
So they throw it out the next week. I think they're going to say only 3 games, can't do it. When they win 4 or 5, then they'll start showing up.
Could you see them putting Indiana around that 9 or 10 spot just because their only loss is to Ohio State?
Yeah, could be, but probably not. Just because everyone else is so down. I mean, Michigan State's down, Penn State's down. I have a bad feeling they're going to throw fucking Georgia in there.
We will see.
Doesn't
Would
seem-
you be shocked?
Yeah, I think I would be. For Georgia,
Okay.
when Georgia's around that 13 to 15 range right now, I don't think they're jumping all the way to 10 in these guys' rankings.
All right, Big Ev, we'll go with you.
Not too many changes besides I got Northwestern in there now. I said last week I thought they had the best defense in the Big Ten. They proved it. Pretty much the same old. I mean, A&M, Florida, Bama, that's going to play itself out. Pretty much the same in the top 5 as everyone else.
All right, Brandon.
So I actually moved Cincinnati up and Clemson back because Clemson's in a spot where they have to win a game to get into the top 4. They have to beat Notre Dame to get back in. That's why I'm just moving them down a little bit.
Why do you have Florida ahead of A&M?
I just decided to go ahead and do it. I think Florida's playing better football than A&M. Plus
A&M beat
A&M
them.
with the big crowd a couple
You
of
guys
weeks
do this
ago,
every week,
They
right?
got COVID. That's the first time I've switched them.
Okay.
I switched Florida because Florida is ahead of them in the.
Yeah, you just can't do that. But
I just did it. I just did it.
I mean, it makes those
really
sense.
to start this conversation. I think Florida's better right now than Texas A&M.
Right,
is.
but I mean, A&M
Florida hasn't
beat
been
them,
playing
so
in 2
what are you
weeks,
gonna do?
so.
I got Florida.
All you can do is beat the team.
I got
Yeah, I
Florida.
mean-
So Cincinnati needs to. The only way that Cincinnati could possibly make the college football playoff, which I don't think they will, they need Bama to beat Florida.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They need Notre Dame to beat Clemson, and they need Ohio State to win out, and hope that they're just like, hey, look, we're going to put in this undefeated team instead of Texas A&M.
They hope that the hope is that since Alabama's the number 1 seed, they're not going to put A&M 4 because they've already played them.
Yep.
And they lost to them by 35
Yep.
points.
The
That's
worst
Cincinnati's
thing for
hope.
Cincinnati fans is for Clemson to beat Notre Dame, and then they both get in.
And that's probably what the playoff committee wants, is Clemson and
Yes.
Notre Dame both in it. All right, Dave, your top 10?
So mine's a little bit different. I gave Northwestern a lot more credit.
Oh, wow.
Put them up at 4. Indiana, I mean, I thought that was pretty impressive what they did coming back. I think their loss, Clemson lost to Notre Dame, Indiana lost to Ohio. I think Ohio's better than Notre Dame, and Indiana was on the road. A&M's up there, Coastal still undefeated.
So you think that Indiana's loss is better than Clemson's Notre Dame loss? Mm-hmm. Brandon, do you have anything to say about that?
I just think it's patently absurd.
Why?
I just think.
I think Ohio's better than Notre Dame.
He
I
thinks
think Notre Dame's better
gonna-
than Ohio State.
All right,
Brandon said he
there's the
thinks-
difference.
Yeah.
And
Notre Dame
one
is-
game was at Notre Dame, one game was on the road.
Notre Dame is a complete team. I think they have a defense. I think Ohio State might have real problems with that defense.
So Ohio versus Notre Dame, neutral field, you're taking
I would
Dave.
pick Notre Dame this
He
year.
thinks
I'd
Notre
take
Dame's going to
Ohio.
win the
I'd
national
take Ohio.
championship.
I think Notre Dame should be a favorite right now to
But
win.
when you say it's patently absurd, I mean, there's certainly logic. That it's not like an insane person arguing that losing by like 1 score and coming all the way back almost on the road to Ohio is
I just think Indiana.
at Notre Dame. You're home.
we're down
It's a home-
35-7,
It's
yeah.
a home game.
In my opinion, Indiana staying in that game and losing by 7 said more about Ohio State's defense
Fair.
than Indiana's quality. Look
Listen,
at Indiana against every other team.
I
They
think
beat
there's
State by
logic
1.
to what you're saying, but to say what I'm saying is patently absurd is absurd.
That might have been a strong statement, but felt right at the time.
All right, my top 10 didn't change too much. Obviously dropped Wisconsin out. I did drop Indiana out as well. I put Northwestern at 10. I did put Oregon there. I mean, we're still waiting to see, but they have a chance in the Pac-12, but pretty similar to everybody else's. I just can't believe A&M's at number 5 still.
Well, that's your top.
No, I know. I just can't believe that we're sitting here and
So
thinking.
you're giving you think Ohio's a fraud too?
No.
Because that's pretty harsh on Indiana.
I think that their defense is really, really bad. But I also, Brandon has converted me into thinking that Notre Dame is actually really good this year. So, I don't know.
But you still have Florida.
Well, but I had Indiana
You have Florida and A&M, like
5-6.
You have a bunch of one-loss teams in no Indiana.
But Indiana
You would
was
pick-
like 9.
Neutral
they
site
weren't high
tomorrow.
up.
You pick Indiana over Florida.
No, I would take Florida.
Like I had Indiana like low, like I think 8, 9, or 10 last week. That's the only reason they dropped out. I wouldn't have dropped them from like 5 or 6 out, but
If you want to go full circle, and we started the show talking about how I root for Brandon's heartbreak, UNC beats Notre Dame, and then this show runs right after.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, but when this, we'll know.
Wouldn't that be just
This is their
mwah?
this is their
And
most
all
dangerous spot.
this is Notre Dame's best team. They should be the.
But I
When
said
does
it-
this show?
But that's Saturday.
On Saturday. UNC Notre Dame
plays
is Friday.
Got it.
Would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
mwah. You know that. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
that's hanging out there now.
I believe
What
in
would-
it.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I believe in 'em.
I'm betting on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But man, would that be
It's a
funny.
dangerous spot. North Carolina.
And we would just look like absolute clowns if that happens.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
it wouldn't
No.
be the first time. We're
That's true.
fine.
All right. So anything else, Brandon, before your Egg Bowl week?
What's that noise down there?
I have no clue.
That is what I have to say.
We'll see you guys next week.
We have it.
Don't throw my
I'm
cowbell.
not going to throw it.
This is a $200 cowbell.
Yeah.
You're putting the stool over that. Fucking do it.
Do it.
You don't think I would do it? One thing to remember when you're gambling on the Barstool Sportsbook app, make sure that you gamble responsibly. Know your odds, know your chances of losing.
Gamble responsibly. Nobody wants to end up in a trash can.
You can play with Penn National, which is a licensed and regulated operator. Big words. If you have a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.